Great leaders are not born, they are forged into the fires of courage, discipline, and purpose. And today we celebrate such leadership and draw inspiration from their journey. As the nation celebrates the Day of Navy, on this very special occasion, we have special guest. A very warm welcome to the Chief of Naval Staff, Admiral Dinesh Kumar Tripathi. A very warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, Veronica.
And your wife is also here with us, Mrs. Shashi Tripathi, who is also the President of Nava. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you, thank you.
First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to both of you for your service towards the nation. Speaking to you, sir, of your journey from the Scenic School, then from the NDA, now you're here. How has this journey been so far, and what was the defining moment in your life?
Okay, first of all, Happy Navy Day to you as well, because I do believe that Indian Navy is every Indian's Navy, so it is as much as your Navy as mine. Studied in Scenic School, Riva in Madhya Pradesh, a quaint small town and a landlocked state, and from there the nearest seashore was almost 700 kilometers. Till about 10th class I had never seen the seas. It was in 10th class the first time I saw the seas. And there's something obviously happened, something developed in my thought process. So when the time came to give a choice as to which service you want to join, I always thought, let us explore something which I had never seen, and that was the seas. So you could say it was a calling that one must serve the seas, and that is how I landed up in the National Defence Academy as a naval cadet, and passed out as a naval cadet and joined the Indian Navy. And since last 4 decades, I've been donning the white uniform with pride.
Family plays a very important role for whatever you are now. I would like to know from you the contribution of your family.
When I was in the 4th class, it was my father's vision to put me into the Scenic School. And then the life took its own different trajectory. It was tough in the beginning because one had come from the Hindi medium school and then straightway get into English medium. But then what is life without challenges? And one has to keep belief in yourself that you can surpass this challenge, have patience, and slowly but steadily I continue to improve in every class. And it was his vision actually which made me to join the school. He believed in it. Initially I didn't believe myself that I could pass this exam because it was a really tough exam. Of course, my mother was there. It is very difficult for a mother to let go of her 8-year-old son away from home and then go into a residential school. But she never showed that angst which is there. After that, of course, one got commissioned, and then I got married, and then we had a son. In the Navy, when you are young, you sail a lot. And you go to sea in the service of the country. You remain away from your home for many, many days, sometimes months. And that is the time when your spouse actually looks after your house. She looks after your children. Sometimes she looks after your parents and anything which goes. And in those days, I'm talking when there were no satellite phones, there was a lack of communications. So once you sailed out of your base port, you are out of sight actually. And you could only come when the ship entered harbor, and then you made contact with the family and hope like hell that everything is fine. Right. So in this long journey of almost 4 decades, the family obviously played an important role along with all my siblings, because they also supported in whichever manner they could.
Well, coming to you, ma'am, you just mentioned about your role. Also, we would also like to know about your role as a president of Nava.
Okay, so firstly, let me tell you, Nava is all about continuity. This organization has stood strong over a period of time, and every president has contributed immensely to this organization, and that is how we have just created some kind of initiatives have been taken which are path-breaking. It's been 6 months that I have taken over as a president, and my main focus in Nava is to ensure that these things are taken care of without changing it, but also changing to the extent that it is relevant for today's requirement. and also it helps somewhere in nation building, and it thinks beyond our community. You know, basically to take care of welfare of women, which is our core purpose in any case, empowering them, skilling them, which I totally believe in, that the skilling is very, very important. So everybody has something or the other to offer, and we can skill them. Taking care of special children and Veer Naris. Inclusivity is another thing which I really want to get into and include them in as part of day-to-day life, and that society should just be very, very open about these kind of things. So inclusivity is something. Also taking care of mental and physical health. Environment has always been close to my heart, and I will just definitely like to promote the environmental consciousness to the community.
Well, we are talking about sustainability, eco-friendly practices, and for whatever you said, what would you like to say about this initiative called Navi?
My father being from the forest services, unconsciously the environment, the consciousness about an environment, it just was into my system. Landfill or deforestation, and these kind of words were very day-to-day thing with my father around me, and I became quite sensitive towards that. So when the time came to take any decision or any kind of thing, I did few initiatives time to time. When I was regional president in Mumbai, I had to take over the welfare, and head on when I had to take some kind of a decision. We were seeing that the women, as I said, that after the children have grown, they have nothing much to do, they have given up on their careers, and something has to be there to keep them happy, something which helps them grow. Only then they will come together. So that is how I thought about this small initiative. Being from environmental this thing, we started making products out of these leftover fabrics. When all that happened and slowly women saw very good response out of these kind of things, they really enjoyed. They came together. It is helping them in financially sustainable. Along with that, it's creative, so it's involving. Something like this, they get involved, and they were mentally very happy. So I really see it as a magic wand. All the stations have taken initiatives on that by themselves, after seeing the result, basically connecting community together and teaching them about environment. Like a couple of them said that otherwise to hum fake dete the in fabrics ko,
And it actually creates a positive environment in the whole house. And
absolutely. There's so many feedbacks I have got where they have gone back. My child said, "Oh, Mama, you are doing this. It's so nice." So everything, every way they just got rewarded by doing this.
And like I've said, that when you have such positive environment in the house, you absolutely function better. So it's 7 months now you've taken this position. Would you like to reflect how has this journey been so far, and what all the Navy has done in the past 7 months to shape the country?
So we have continued on our journey to become a combat ready Navy which fulfills the demands of the nation. That is to safeguard the maritime interests of the country anytime, anywhere, anyhow. And that has been our credo for the last 7 months. I have just continued to build upon what my esteemed predecessors have done over the so many years. And we now want to become a Navy which can, of course, operate wherever our national interests lie. In that quest, in the last 7 months, we have been very highly effective in the southwestern Indian Ocean where there were disturbances. We were effective in ensuring that the piracy which was rearing its head again was brought under control. We ensured that our trade, which is almost 95% by volume which comes through the oceans, remained unhindered, and that obviously is good for the growth of the country. As far as the capability development is concerned, you must have read that we got approval. We signed the contract for HALE UAVs last month. We also got the CSA's approval for 2 nuclear-powered conventional submarines, in that sense that they are not SSBNs, they are going to be SSNs. and they will be highly effective for our Navy and for the nation in the years to come. It's a continuous process where every member of the team, and when I say team, I'm a member of the team Navy, Indian Navy, gives his or her best so that we become better every single day.
Also, Indian Navy has been the torchbearer for the Atmanirbhar Bharat. We've seen warships, missiles, submarines. What is there in store for us when we talk about indigenous makes and Atmanirbhar Bharat?
We take great pride in being a leader in this Atmanirbhar initiative. Our first warship, INS Ajay, was built in 1961. Then in 1972, we made our major capital ship, INS Nilgiri, which was laid off after almost 2.5 decades of service. And now we are going to have a reincarnation of a very powerful INS Nilgiri, which should be ready to be commissioned by next month end. So we have been in this business of Atmanirbharta for some time. Over the last say 5 to 10 years, this has become much stronger now. We've taken this upon ourselves that by 2047 we will be a fully Atmanirbhar Navy. In that quest, of course, the structures are important. So we have created structures within the Navy, whether it is in design or whether it is in technology absorption. We just had the third installment of the Swavlamban, which we started in 2022, where we get in all the Indian industries, MSMEs, startups, DPSUs, PSUs, and anybody who is there in the defense ecosystem under one umbrella, and try and get the best out of them as to what is available in terms of technology, and then absorb them and get products which are required to enhance our combat efficiency, as also plug the gaps which are there in our capability. In addition to that, we have also created 2 task forces under 2 flag officers whose job is to go out in the industry and search for some of these young people who are highly enthusiastic, highly capable, but they don't know as to what is required by the Navy, for instance, or armed forces, and whom to approach. So these members of this task force, they have gone to the industry and they have identified certain technologies which are required by us as a Navy, and I've given them certain timelines, and we are moving within those timelines to get such technologies within our Navy.
How effective are these indigenous makes and how technology is evolving in the Navy?
We live in interesting times where the geopolitics, technology, and tactics in the security domain are all in a state of flux. And technology is galloping. Every day there is something new happening, and we always want to remain ahead in this technology absorption curve. So that is why it is important to keep our mind open and look for what is happening around the world, what is happening around in the country, and get those technologies as soon as possible, so that we are not surprised by events which one had never thought of. One never thought that the pagers can be utilized as weapons, but that has actually made us think events like these, that whatever one can think, the technology is now allowing you to do. So if you can think something, there is somebody there who can do that. And with that belief, we are going full steam ahead for absorption of niche and disruptive technologies to address the challenges today as also of tomorrow.
Coming back to you, Mrs. Tripathi, you're also an artist. Well, we've seen your paintings. How you being an artist, your artistic background has influenced your role as a president at Nava?
It was never a plan for my future, nothing like that, from an educational background. I needed to do my regular studies and all that. So it was never, a very important thing. But I continue to take interest. That was a different thing. We never took it seriously. So this was never even a plan. But when the time came when I had to do something, you know, this plan B worked. This was like a plan B. And this plan B over a period of time became the main plan. But beyond that, since I was interested, I think I just quickly got interested. Almost for 15 years, I just remained connected with the designing field. And then thereafter, when again the next shift took that even that I cannot do the working, I took it, quit, I got into art, you know, I just started painting. So that was something which I had slowly for last 12 years I've been doing my exhibitions, and also almost 25 years when you remain connected with something, it starts becoming your belief. It starts becoming your language, and everything, every I guess problem or I can solve through that language.
Coming back to you, sir, Indian Navy has been instrumental in ensuring the maritime safety, also actively engaging with the other regions around. Well, what all we could expect from the future, specifically when we talk about the Indian Ocean region?
We are actively engaging with various partner navies, friendly foreign countries, whether it is bilaterally or it is multilateral organizations, with a view to learn from each other. Because we do believe, and I think every honest Navy will believe, that oceans, which covers almost 71% of the planet, they are so vast that the maritime security is cannot be guaranteed by only one Navy. And therefore, cooperation, collaboration and convergence on various issues is the need of the hour. And that can only happen once you talk. And how do navies talk? By exercising together, by sitting together, by planning together for an eventuality when they may have to operate. And if that has to happen, they have to practice, and that is why we have to exercise. So Indian Navy is in the forefront of exercising with large number of navies, engaging with large number of maritime forces, both within our Indian Ocean region and beyond. So going forward, we want to build upon these partnerships and to ensure that we take this some of these to the next level, where we can exercise jointly, where we can do things which we have been doing, maybe one scale higher, and those talks are underway with our partner navies.
Any special memory from the times of NTA that you would like to share with us?
Oh, there are a host of memories. 3 years you stay in NDA. It has been education every day when you start as a first termer and you go on to pass out from there. You learn many lessons actually. The biggest lesson I learned actually was in my 5th term when I did well and I was to become a battalion appointment or the squadron appointment. And towards the end of the 5th term, I had an altercation with one of my seniors who was in 6th term, and then that was not taken very lightly. And I felt very sad because I was not made an appointment what I deserved, I thought. But that made me to think that one can never take anything for granted, and it's not over till it is finished. So therefore, never let your guard down. Always remain focused, and that experience has taught me a lesson for life. This is my, I think, advice to all youngsters, that you must remain engaged and connected with the job at hand till the time it is finished.
Now, this brings me to another question. You mentioned about the youngsters. What would you like to say to the youngsters who are looking forward to join the Indian Navy?
I can only tell them welcome, a word of opportunities waiting for you here in the Indian Navy, because the moment you join, you are, if you join as an officer, there are leadership positions where you start leading men and women from day one. And of course, the Navy provides all kinds of opportunities for you to grow as a person, both professionally and personally. And Navy is not just a job. It's a way of life. We work as a team. We work to ensure that the larger purpose of any Navy is fulfilled, and my job as the Chief of Naval Staff is to tell every person in the Navy as to why we are doing what we are doing. There has been an exponential increase in acceptance of that idea, first of all, and then participation of personnel with full measure, and that has certainly it enhances the overall output of any organization, and Navy is no exception.
Coming back to you, Mrs. Tripathi, what future has in store for Nava? What all we can expect?
Like I said in the beginning, that Nava is all about continuity, and the lot has been done in the past. Everybody tries their best and does exactly what is required at that time for the community, you know. And with changing times, things keep changing. So the same initiatives, like if you're working for children, that has to be taken to a different level, you know. So to shape those kind of things and take it to the next level, and then keep adding on that. That is, I think we all, everybody gets absorbed in that, and there's a huge team of volunteers, which I would like to really appreciate and say thanks to them. I think thousands of volunteers are running this entire organization. That is how we just running it. We have EIC centers all over, all the commands have early intervention centers. Then we have special school Sankalp. So we do work on that. Besides that, anything which we are doing, say like for sports, Navy provides a lot of these kind of camps, health camps, and all that has been happening. But this time, what we started when the Navy started, and I started with women, the 45 days health challenge, which time to time we'll keep doing. So bringing anything a little more deeply is what, I mean, it should just be there. It's not that we have done this thing and event. Another thing is, which I said, that environment is always, and you know, it sometimes gets very disturbing, even seeing Delhi around you, the kind of pollution and those kind of things. It really bothers me, and so anything you know, regarding that which we can do, I would like to do, and I would like to do with more of effect. Like with Navi, we have started teaching them what is landfill, and I'm bringing that focus on them. Besides that, the plantation, we have just taking over a piece of land where our ladies will be planting the trees. So we'll be developing that center.
We're talking about mental health. Are there any special initiatives being taken for the men or women in service?
We in the Navy want to just make it like a normal thing, that it can happen to anybody. And the demands on us are so much, the distractions are so much that we need to keep our mind in check and not to get distracted. Right. But still it can happen. So we want to make sure that our people are physically fit, they're of course mentally fit, they're spiritually fit. And
that's also very important.
And if all these things are there, inculcated in right measure, the Navy is fit service, and which is a requirement for the day. So we are looking at the mental health part. In fact, as brought out my wife, we had the 90-day fitness challenge, which went off very well. It ran for 3 months from July onwards, and then based on the inputs which we got, we are now presently running a 60-day mental health challenge. And we have given certain terms of reference and guidelines for everybody, all those whether you're in uniform or out of uniform, as to what all you can do to take care of your mental health. So as we go ahead, based on the inputs which we get from this initiative, we will take further steps to make sure that the mental health part is taken care of.
What are your visions as a CNS, and what all we can look forward as your tenure of the CNS?
See, I have already given my vision statement in the form of course to steer on completion of 100 days in office. So that is there in the, everybody in the Navy knows as to what are my priority areas. of course, the topmost will always remain that we have to remain a combat-ready Navy. First of all, to deter any adversaries in the maritime domain, and if deterrence fails, then win the war at sea decisively, so that the maritime security remains our prime focus and our trade remains undisturbed. That is our priority number one, and that will always remain so. Apart from that, if that has to happen, then we require certain tools and certain capabilities. So my focus is into ensuring that what we have are certainly enhanced, improved, augmented, and the kind of gaps which we have got in our capabilities, those are plugged as soon as possible. So we are working with the government, and government has been very understanding to give us, provide us those tools, and as we go ahead, many more of those capabilities will come into fruition. Atmanirbharta is one thing which is very close to my heart, and it is very apparent that as we speak, there are 63 ships and submarines which are being built in Indian shipyards, whether it is DPSUs, PSUs or private shipyards. And we have got acceptance of necessity for another 33 ships and submarines, which will also be built in Indian shipyards. Apart from that, I believe that next 4 to 5 years are going to be breakthrough years for Indian defense ecosystem, wherein we will start producing high caliber weapons and sensors. We are very closely working with DRDO and other industries to get whatever sensors and equipment we want. There are miles to go, but as I told you, next 4 or 5 years are going to be breakthrough years, and I have no doubt by 2028-29 we will have many more indigenous capabilities, and we will be less dependent on foreign supplies, because as we have seen, any disruptions in any part of the world does affect everybody who is dependent on whether it is raw materials or it is finished products. So Atmanirbharta is going to be one of my focus areas.
Atmanirbharta, more better technologies, modernization, digitalization. Well, there's a lot to achieve, and with this we would like to thank both of you for your time, for your kind presence here, and once again wishing both of you a very happy Navy Day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Just as the Navy navigates through the uncharted waters, we should also in our lives navigate to the challenges of our lives with courage and discipline. Wishing you all a very happy Navy Day. Namaskar and Jai Hind.